are the real-life Powerpuff Girls, and their story is truly terrifying. In 1958, in a hidden lab deep in Nevada, the U.S. government started a secret project called Operation Blossom. It was led by a scientist named Dr. Clyde People. The goal was to create human weapons by changing their DNA. His experiments led to 3 genetically modified girls: Emily, who had super strength; Rose, who could control machines with her mind; and June, whose mind control was so powerful, even the scientists were afraid of it. To stop the girls from using their powers, they were forced to wear collars that kept their abilities under control. But things got darker. They were tested non-stop, kept in isolation, and treated like weapons, not like children. One day, during an experiment, June secretly used her mind control on Dr. People. Without knowing why, he left the remote for the collars under the table. He thought it was his own idea. That night, the girls took the remote and removed their collars. Then, everything exploded into chaos. Emily smashed walls with her strength. Rose shut down the lab's alarms and locked the doors. June calmly froze the terrified guards with her powers. They escaped into the desert, leaving destruction behind them. The government searched everywhere, but never found them. Years later, declassified files mentioned 3 pregnant women seen near military bases. Their story was erased from history, but one question remains: where are they now?
In the university ran this study where they basically asked the American people, hey, do you want to send in your child's baby teeth and it'll go for like research for like help better improve the medical industry, all this stuff. And you're like, yeah, that's cool, right? Wrong.
No, that immediately red flag.
It was a front, a public front for something called Project Sunshine.
Excuse me?
It was started by the Atomic Energy Commission along with the DoD, Department of Defense, better known as body snatchers.
They're taking kids?
At this time, during the 50s, they were just lighting off all these nuclear bombs all over the place. They wanted to observe this one compound, strontium-90. It's this compound that is absorbed into the body from nuclear fallout. And what they wanted to do is like, how is this affecting people all over the earth? And so the Atomic Energy Commission, along with the DoD, basically did this whole undercover thing. So they went to hospitals, scientists, and they were literally grave robbing children, testing their bones and seeing whether or not they had this strontium-90 compound in their bones. But they would literally, like if a child died during birth or whatever, they would literally team up with these doctors and they would steal ribs, femur bones, and never tell the parents. This is what America was doing. The conclusion was like they actually had a large amount of this compound or this particle from nuclear fallout.
That's crazy.
The Atomic Energy Commission never publicly admitted they were taking bones from children until declassified documents surfaced in the 1990s.
So they got caught. Yeah.
Gail King, of CBS News, shortly after Kobe was assassinated, she interviewed a former WNBA player who was great friends with Kobe, Lisa Leslie, and was asking Lisa Leslie, did Kobe rape that girl in college? Bashing the reputation of Kobe Bryant. Why? Because boulets do this, and then right after that interview, Gail King, Oprah Winfrey's girlfriend, gets a $500,000 raise. This is what they do. They don't care about us. These gatekeepers, I'm telling you, Reverend Al, Vitamin B Deficient Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Benjamin Farrakhan, they're all a part of the Boule secret society.
So we have this huge club, right? So Skull and Bones, then we have the Boulets, we have all the names, you name it. Clintons, Bidens, Obamas. Who's not in the club from this administration? But because it feels like this administration with Trump and J.D. Vance and all those guys, it's like they're the opposite of those, but they're in their club of their own. That's what it feels like.
You know what? They are, but they're not a part of the Illuminati.
giant, one of the largest pharmaceutical giants on the freaking planet. And then came BlackRock, you know, that multi-million-dollar global elite dubbed by some as the company that basically owns the world. Its name is actually Black Stone, and in ancient rituals, the Black Stone absorbed power, held oaths, it marked offerings. They're not just running reports on their blood, they're running filters, they're searching for something. They must be searching for something rare, sacred, like, I don't know, David's descendants, lost tribes, the tribe of Nephilim, or the bloodline of Christ. I have no idea, but your DNA didn't just go to storage. It went to sorting out bloodlines, okay? You know, back in the day, bloodlines were heavenly mandates. Osiris and Isis, siblings married to preserve their blood. Pharaohs ruled by birthright, not by merit. Sirius, the star of kingship, marked divine heirs by bloodline. Today, the rites just look different, but the goal is the same. They find the chosen, control the rest. Temples became labs, prophets became algorithms. Your DNA was offered like an incense. BlackRock became the new oracle. The question basically isn't where are you from, it's what are you worth to those who never stop.
The American mental institution system, it needs to be updated from the past. I am not in favor of the disgusting abuse of hospitals that were exposed by journalists in the 60s and the 70s, but the fact of the matter is, there needs to be some sort of infrastructure in place to house and help these individuals, get them off of our streets and out of our neighborhoods. And I personally would rather my tax dollars go to safely housing these individuals in mental health focused institutions than pouring billions and billions of dollars into nonprofits that don't actually report what they're doing. They go to their executive salaries. I would rather it go to institutions than to hotel vouchers and shelters that these individuals do not want to go to, that they will not willingly.
They reset, like they figured out how to hit a hard rewind on their biological clock. You'll see them 1 year looking their age like everyone else, wrinkles, thinning, tired eyes, and then they vanish for a little while. No new roles, no interviews, nothing. But when they return, they look like the younger version of themselves just walked out of a time machine. You think it's skincare? Maybe a little filler. Come on, the elites. Their skincare routine involves more than just serums and moisturizer. Let's talk theory number one. There's been a long-running whisper about a certain rejuvenation practice, something involving youthful inner liquids. Not supplements, not stem cells. We're talking about something far more bioactive. And there's a rumor, wild but persistent, that whatever's inside those youthful inner liquids is connected to a popular web browser. Coincidence? Theory 2. Some people believe it's not even the same person, that once a celebrity has expired, gotten too old, too tired, too worn, they just get replaced. Clones or doppelgangers. Sometimes the resemblance is so close it's unnerving. But the energy is different. They move differently, talk differently. Some even say the eyes are a dead giveaway, but it doesn't matter because by then the audience has already accepted the switch. And then there's the darkest theory, the one no one wants to believe might be real. What if they're not just trying to slow aging, but actually borrowing someone else's, let's just say masks, young, youthful masks. It's not latex, it's not digital, it's real. There are whispers of a surgical process, quiet, off the books, where the freshness of one face gets transferred to another, a full transplant, seamlessly integrated. It sounds insane until you realize the technology to do it already exists. But the real question is, where are they getting all these youthful masks from?
They've been hiding this alien exchange program from us. In the 1960s, the US government engaged in a top-secret program with extraterrestrials from a planet called Serpo in the Zeta Reticuli star system. Here is what happened. After the famous Roswell crash in 1947, an alien survived called EBE-1, and it began communicating with the US military. After months of back and forth, EBE-1 arranged for a human-alien exchange program. Then in 1965, 12 American soldiers left in an alien spacecraft to Serpo. The journey took 10 months, and the team stayed on Serpo for 13 years. They learnt about the aliens' technology, culture, and way of life. Here's some of the details. The Serpo inhabitants were benevolent and had humanoid figures, but with differences such as large eyes and access to telepathy. Oh, but it gets dark. Out of the 12, only 8 of the members returned to Earth, and they brought back vast amounts of knowledge. 2 of the members passed away on Serpo, and imagine this, 2 chose to remain. The members that returned lived out their lives under new identities. This information was leaked by a former government official in 2005, but it raises 2 main questions. What did we learn from Serpo? Or more importantly, how did the 2 members pass away?
Earth is flat, and this is why your GPS is lying to you. and I've got a 2,000-year-old secret to prove it. Ever noticed how flights from Chile to Sydney take 20 hours but should only take 12 on a globe? Or why you can see the Chicago skyline from 60 miles across Lake Michigan, when it should be 1,500 feet below the horizon? The math doesn't add up. Greeks knew the Earth was flat. They used sundials and constellations to navigate oceans, no curvature needed. But suddenly, in the 1900s, textbooks started pushing this spinning ball nonsense. Why? Follow the money. Satellite companies, space agencies, globe manufacturers, they're all cashing in on the lie. The Earth isn't a planet, it's a plane, and we're all living on a giant, motionless disk. Think I'm crazy? Let's talk flight paths. On a globe, a direct flight from Santiago to Sydney would cut through Antarctica. But no commercial flights do that. They all detour north, adding hours. Why? Because Antarctica isn't a continent. It's the ice wall rim holding our oceans in tonight. Film the sunset. When the sun dips below the horizon, zoom in, watch it pop back up. On a curved Earth, that's impossible. It should vanish forever. But on a flat plane, the sun's just moving out of sight like a car driving away. You're welcome. Or check this. Stars don't change at all, whether you're in Canada or Argentina. Polaris, the North Star, is always right where it should be. On a spinning globe, southern skies should have entirely different constellations. But nope. Same stars, same rotations. Explain that. Neil deGrasse Tyson. If your mind's racing, good. This is just 1% of the rabbit hole.
So apparently facial recognition is old news. The government just ordered something far more sinister, and it's called whole body recognition. It's a new AI called Farsight, and it can identify you from a drone from over a half a mile away just by the way you walk. It doesn't need to see your face. It analyzes your gait, your body shape, and then runs it through a database to find you. This is happening right now. Developed by researchers at Michigan State University, and the most disturbing part of this technology is that it is specifically designed to get around facial recognition bans, and yes, you guessed it, masks. Cities can ban cops from using facial recognition, but this is not facial recognition. This is a loophole. The project is funded by IARPA, the research arm of U.S. spy agencies. Their goal is to put this on drones, watchtowers, or any high-altitude camera. They can already do it through atmospheric turbulence from a high angle when your face is completely obscured. So it is no longer just about what you post online.
You can have
it's
a
how you move through the
reptilian come
world.
in through your phone. Like just show up in your house. I've actually heard the stories of this happening to people where things have just shown up even in children's rooms. Something's like in the closet or something's in a room. Something just pops in. It's a portal. These things are portals. I've talked about this before, but it's a gateway for things to come through them. Yeah, reptilians. You could call them lizard people. There's all kinds of terms that people use, and it sounds so silly to say out loud, but reptilian race, it's dragon races. There's so many different kinds. It's really interesting because this book also goes through and has pictures of different types of races, and they're just one race. Earth has been inhabited and visited and seeded by so many different extraterrestrials, and so many of them are going to start coming back.
There's reports of homeless people disappearing. Can you share what's happening?
Well, there can be many things happening. We would say that it happens to a lot of people. So there's experimentation taking place on the human race, as you know, and they use targeting device to throw people into dimensions, into timelines. They were doing this quite a lot back in the 60s and 70s, and even just a little bit into the early part of the 80s when you would hear people talk about spontaneous combustion, right? Where they just suddenly would disappear and there'd be a pile of ashes or, a black spot. This was actually talked about quite a lot. And again, those were government experimentations for targeting takeout of people. And they're doing the same thing. It's not new. They target people all the time. And when you say homeless people, of course they target those that have no family, have no trace, nobody's going to miss them, versus, high profile people with large families and things of that nature. So a lot of it is governmental experimentation, throwing people in and out of dimensions and realms, targeting, for them to be killed or to be taken out. But we think you're asking us if it has anything to do with off-planet beings. We don't agree with the term off-planet beings because there are beings that live on and in this Earthship for as long and even longer than you that pull species in and out of portals, timelines, and realms, just like we do, or just like you do in your embodied form with your government. So it's not really too hard to figure out. Let your mind wander. You are correct, okay? But it is not inexplainable, okay? But we'll just say at the broadest comment on that, it has to do with experimentation. That's what we will say.
We have 33 confirmed
positive tests.
We have 33 Pennsylvanians who have tested positive for
COVID-19.
Today we have 33 cases.
There were 33 new cases.
The state of Minnesota today reported 33 new COVID-19 related deaths.
There are 33 confirmed cases in Arkansas.
That's the largest single-day increase so far, raising the total to 33.
33.
There were 33 confirmed cases in North Carolina.
33.
There was 33 everywhere. I think that was Red Team Go. I think 33 is like Red Team Go. Everybody goes, okay, let's do it. It's time. Yeah, what? Dude, there's like literally 1,033s and 33 new cases. 33 people died in fucking Hong Kong.
The number 33, we all know what that represents. Everywhere, every single day, it's like, well, 12 more cases, which now brings the state to 33.
My friend William Coombs, when he was a boy, he saw Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip show up in October 1964. And if you check, you'll see she was in Canada then on a so-called royal visit. William said they went off on a picnic with the Queen and Philip. And it was a place called Dead Man's Creek, west of Kamloops. He said they gave us some lemonade, which made us all pass out, but before he did, he noticed that the Queen was leaving with 10 young children, 7 boys and 3 girls, and none of them were ever seen again. We sent a formal summons to her, and it asked her to respond to these charges. And she never did. She was found guilty of crimes against humanity, sentenced with everybody else to life imprisonment without parole. Magna Carta, section 61, it says when the monarch is threatening the rights laid out in Magna Carta, 25 sheriffs, appointed people, they have the right to seize anything owned by the monarch. So in other words, all the land, all the crown assets, all the crown land, which is all of Canada and really all of the British Commonwealth, that can be seized lawfully.
Mount Pyramid of Los Angeles, better known as the Culver City Stairs in Baldwin Hills. This is a monk's mound, a stairway pyramid of royalty. America is Egypt. They cover up the truth by any means necessary. I'm Newbie Wine.
University with Ronald McDonald.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Ronald.
Today's subject, the Hamburglar. The Hamburglar is very clever and very sneaky.
The Hamburglar!
And he loves taking McDonald's hamburgers. So, what should you yell when you see it?
Help, Ronald, Taylor!
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Hamburglar.
It's a good time for the cake.
You've got a lot to learn.
No cake for the Rubble Rubble.
Oh my God! What?